Yo, what's up, guys? My name's Kavi. I was working a job as a software engineer. Wanted to make a little bit more money on the side, just make like an extra 5K a month. I looked into appointment setting and was able to do that within like 3, 4 months, and then now making more money than I am at my software engineering job that I went to 4 years of college for, got a master's degree. So I'm going to teach you guys how you can essentially do the same. So, in terms of appointment setting, what even is appointment setting, right? Well, essentially, you have all these big influencers out there, like, I don't know, you've probably heard of like Grant Cardone or like Ty Lopez, right? They're all selling products. So, pretty much, there are tons of people that want to learn, get information from, and buy products from these big names and big people, right? And the job of the appointment setter is to talk to these people who are already interested, essentially book them on a call with a closer who is going to close them on buying that product. And every time a customer buys the product, the appointment setter will get a commission. Typically, in the info product space, you'll get around 5% commission, and the closer gets around 10%. Recently, I've seen a bunch of people just jump right into closing. I personally started with the appointment setting around 6 months ago, and then I worked my way into becoming a closer. I would recommend that for most people because you can get a lot more volume, get a lot more practice in a low pressure environment, improve your skill set, and then maybe even just work your way up to being a closer on the same offer if it's good, which is exactly what I did, right? So honestly, in terms of appointment setting, if I'm being realistic with you guys, like yes, you can make 10K a month, like especially like if you're a DM setter on a good offer, if you're on like a really banging offer, yes, you can make 10K a month. More realistic, honestly, dude, most appointment setters are literally making like $100,000, right? More realistic would probably be around like that 3 to 5K range. But obviously, if you're on a good offer, you have a good skill set, you can do more than that. Um, Definitely a really good way to just like add on to your income. Or if you want to go all in on sales, it's a really good way to get to that point where you can eventually get to those 10, 20, 30K months long term. But I think this is a really solid base, right? So, first step, this is a very complex Miro board we have here. First step is essentially just going to be the outreach, right? So, in order to essentially work for these business owners and these people selling products, a lot of it is going to be outreach, right? And that is how you're going to build the connections and actually get placed on a sales rep on one of these teams. So there are a couple ways to go about outreach. The first method that I personally tried was cold DM. So this is you'll just go to Instagram, you'll find a business owner. I don't know, so I'll just go to my Instagram here. Like this dude, for example. Follow him. He sells a product. He sells essentially a program that's helping people who know nothing about tech break into tech, right? He's essentially, yeah, just selling an info product, right? So you'll find people with like bios similar to this, and you'll literally just send them messages. Here's an example of something similar that I've done. So, like, for example, when I was getting started, I was looking at trying to get people in the fitness space, right? Because that's kind of what I understand best. So you can see, like, you can literally read the message. I saw him on YouTube originally, and I reached out to him on Instagram, and I had some context on what he did based on his YouTube channel, some more in-depth context. Send him a message. It was fairly basic. Asked me who I worked for. Literally just had a regular conversation with him. He sent me a voice note. I'm pretty sure it said something along the lines of like, "How do I know you're not just gonna like get some experience and leave?" Which is like pretty much exactly what I did. I'm not gonna lie, but I um talked to him about like in the DMs, just said like what I'm looking for. Want to become a dog. Not gonna just quit after 2 weeks, which I didn't. I stayed for like a fairly decent amount of time, like a couple months. But yeah, hopped on a call with him, and that's how I got my first DM setting offer. This one, nothing too crazy. I probably made like my first month around like $500, so nothing too crazy. But it was like a little extra bit of side cash. So that is a good way to like if you're completely new, you don't want to spend money on this. That is something that you can potentially do, right? Go to these types of people. Um, if you, even if you had similar accounts, this is a good way you can find more. Like I don't know, I'm sure this dude. Yep, here it is. I don't know if he's selling something, but then like you can just like click through these and just yeah, bro, literally just find people who are like selling similar products. This one wasn't a great one because it's like tech. I don't see a ton of them with like tech, for example, even though they're out there. But yeah, bro, like if they're ever selling something, you just hit them up and pretty much just ask them if they need setters. I honestly don't have any specific scripts for you guys or anything like that. Um, but yeah, just literally keep it basic. Like I showed you guys a live example of how I actually landed a a client. If you guys want more in depth like scripts and messages you can actually send to get more hits back from these people, then just let me know. But from there, there's also the referral side of thing, right? And honestly, with the cold DMs, you'll be able to get like some offers. Sure, maybe they're getting you like $500 a month or whatever, but like referrals are generally where you're gonna get on the better offers, where you're gonna be making a lot more money. I got that $500 month offer through cold DMs. The thing about referrals though is that you're gonna have to essentially pay. Like I joined a sales mentorship program for 5K and I improved my skills through there. And that's how I ended up essentially getting a referral to join an offer that last month just did around $1 million in a month. So honestly, the cold hard truth is if you genuinely want to see the best results with this stuff, you're going to have some skin in the game. You're going to have to invest some money to get started. That's my personal recommendation. I know there are even sites like, for example, Deal Fuel. You can pay $500 and just get connected with good offers. I generally like communities and stuff because you'll typically have a coach, someone who actually wants to help you out. Obviously, it's about actually like finding a good community, finding people who actually want to help you. But that's generally going to be the best way. But cold DMs also work, especially if you just want to like be a DM setter and make a little bit of extra money. But yeah, this is how I referrals. This is how I got to actually 5K a month, and it was through essentially a phone setting offer. But yeah, that's everything for outreach, right? Next thing is going to be skill set, because you're going to be outreaching to these people and you're going to have to hop on calls with them, right? You're going to have to be able to go on an interview and essentially have the skills to be able to show them that you actually know what you're doing. If it is like a sales manager who's interviewing you, he's probably going to want to mock with you to see your skill set. And yeah, in general, like it'll just improve your confidence. You don't need to like practice for that long, but even if you have like a couple weeks of experience under your belt, you understand the basic frameworks, it's going to go a long way, especially improving your confidence on the interview, when you're in the DMs, all that sort of stuff. So I'm going to open up a new document here. Essentially, I'm going to keep it so basic for you guys that you really don't have to think that much. So for example, we will talk about a phone setter. So the way this works, right, is let's say that somebody, they fill out a form because they have interest in whatever product you're selling. Let's say the product is sales training, for example. So someone filled out a form and they were interested in getting help with sales training. A setter will call them and essentially have a conversation with them to get them on a call with the closer who will sell them on the sales training. So you're not even selling anything as an appointment setter. All you're doing is technically just selling the next call. So this is like an example of what it'll look like when you actually get started. Like this is what the conversations you're going to be having. This is the messages you're going to be sending in the DMs. It's just going to start with something along the lines of like, let's say they pick up the phone. You'll say, hey, is this blank? Yeah, it is. Hey, I see that you had opted in to learn about how to improve your sales skills. Is that right? And I say like, yeah. And then for me, I like to just dive into what specific outcome are you looking for when it comes to getting sales training. So you can kind of get a better understanding of what their goal is. And let's just say right off the rip, they're like, I want to make enough money to leave my job. You're really going to dive into the pain, right? That's the first point of the conversation. So it's identifying the pain point. So it'd be something along the lines of, oh, well, obviously like the most obvious question, well, why do you want to leave your job? Oh, I'm working these long hours and I'm not getting paid enough. And then you'll kind of just ask like probing questions. I'm not going to go into the full framework. I can make a separate video on that as well. But it kind of just be something along the lines of, oh, you've been, you feel undervalued at work. Like what kind of effect is that having on you on a day-to-day? Oh, I just feel tired. I feel drained. And then you move into how long. So you get a clear defined problem, clear defined pain. You move into how long. So like how long has this kind of been going on for now? Oh, it's been going on for 3 years now. I've been feeling stuck in my 9 to 5. Okay, so then what have you actually tried in terms of more advanced training or more advanced coaching to be able to get you to that point where you can make enough money to transition out of the job, have more freedom you want long term? I haven't tried anything. So then you'll just go into the next logical question, like, well, why haven't you tried anything? Because I've been scared. I've been nervous to actually make a change. Okay, so you ask them what they've tried, and from that you got a limiting belief. Because the thing that stops them from trying again is the same thing that's kept them from trying or being successful in the past, right? They've been scared. So why now do you feel ready to push past that fear and actually make a change? Why now? You get some commitment, financially qualify them, make sure they actually have money, and then you'll book them on the call with the closer. That closer will close them. You make money. Kind of went into the weeds there, but this is like a really high level overview. Like just introduction, pain, how long that pain's been going on for, what they've tried, why now they feel ready and committed to actually taking the action, not only buying this program, but like committing to becoming that person they actually want to be. So getting commitment here, like why now, financially qualifying them, booking the call. Simple as that. Based on where you're at, based on who you're working for, they might have different frameworks, but this is typically what I followed, right? So you are going to improve your skill set. Best way to do that, two main ways. It's going to be mocking with someone. Like for me, when I joined this community, I had people that I could practice with and essentially, just improve with by just doing mock calls. What I would even do is I would go to ChatGPT. I would just turn on like the voice enable mode, and it can't talk back to you, but you can talk to it. It can give out responses, and then you could just say them back. So that's something you could also do if you don't have like anyone specifically to practice with, but highly recommend finding someone that you can just spar with, because that's going to be the best way you get better, right? Okay, from there, we've improved. We've done some outreach. We should be doing the outreach and improving our skill set at the same time. Like these are maybe even interchangeable. Like you can get started practicing a little bit and then doing some outreach. But like for me, for example, I got on the first like 2 weeks for me, it was mainly skill set stuff. But this was after I'd already joined the community, right? For my process, I tried doing cold DMs on my own. I realized like, dude, this is kind of like whack, right? And then I joined a community of people, started improving my skill set, and they told me to keep doing cold DMs. So I kept doing the cold DMs, got that DM setting offer, and then I got a role, bigger role through the actual community, right? So these are kind of interchangeable. From there, we'll move into an actual interview, right? Because at some point, you're going to do enough outreach, you're going to improve your skill set, and someone, a business owner, is potentially going to want to hear you out and actually get you on a call and see how you can actually help them improve their business. So that's going to be the next stage, which is the interview. I actually have an interview from when I was trying to apply for appointment setting roles almost like 6 months ago now. So I'm going to pull that up. The main part of the interview is fairly, like, it's really just a basic conversation. Just talk to them, show them you're normal. I'd recommend dressing you don't have to go crazy. I'll show you what I was wearing. Like, even what I'm wearing now is just, like, fine. Just don't show up looking, like, super messy, unpresentable. Like, I'd even recommend join on your computer. Just look like a professional. Don't just, like, join on phone on like, a phone in your bed. Try to join on a laptop in a nice, like, quiet area, obviously. I mean, that should go without saying. But just look like a professional. Be normal. They're just going to ask you, like, basic questions. Why should we hire you? All that sort of stuff. Literally just be normal. Hardest part of the interview is if they actually know what they're doing. If getting interviewed by a sales manager, they'll probably want to do a mock interview with you, or a mock sales call. So these aren't really like that important necessarily. Like they're typically not making sure you're good. They just want to make sure that you're at least like somewhat competent. Like it doesn't matter if you're like the most skilled person in the world, but this is definitely like one of the most nerve-wracking parts. So again, I have an interview where I was applying and I had to do a mock call on the interview. So I'll just show you guys that and we can kind of break that down. Okay, so here's an interview that I did when I was trying to become an appointment setter. I'll kind of just show you guys just so you can have a better understanding of what it is you're essentially going to be getting into. So let's just kind of watch a bit of this. I'm going to like skip around.
Hello.
Yo, what's up?
How about yourself?
I'm just chilling too, bro. Just went and got lunch with my fam.
There you go. I like the background, bro. What kind of mic you got here? What's going on?
I don't even know what it's called. It's called like a HyperX or something. I make like chess videos and stuff, so I just got a good mic for that.
Okay, there you go, man. Cool.
Just like a quick introduction, you know how it goes.
Well, I guess we could dive right on into it here, man. What was it that caught your attention, made you want to reach out for the role?
Yeah, bro. So honestly, the thing that made me want to reach out the most is the fact that you can get on the phones and really start dialing. Like I saw, it's kind of like 120 to 160 calls per day, and I really want to take my sales skills.
Not per day, per month. That was fucking crazy. But...
Oh, per month, you're saying?
Yeah, per month, not per day. Oh, I mean, like for a setter, 150 to 200, but I mean like 120 sales calls per month.
Oh, I see. Okay, I got that confused. Yeah, 150 to 200 calls. Yeah, dude, I just want to get like on the phone as much as possible and just really take my skills to the next level. That's like, kind of my main priority right now.
Well, let's jump to the mock.
So I think I'm pretty coachable, yeah.
Got it. Are you ready to put that to test in the next 15, 20 minutes?
I am, bro.
And so let's hear just outbound calling me, going through situation, problem awareness, and then setting the call.
Okay, for sure. Give it a shot.
Cool.
All right. Ring, 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 ring.
Hello.
Hey, is this
It is. Who's this?
this is Kavi with? I saw you filled out the form on our website about like 20 minutes ago. Does that ring any bells?
It does, yeah.
Okay, cool, bro. Would you have time for a quick 3 to 5 minute chat? I just want to ask you some questions and see if I can help.
Sure. Now.
Okay, cool, bro. So, sorry, real quick before I continue. It's supposed to be outbound, so you weren't supposed to fill out the form, or can I just continue?
No, I did fill out the form. I just didn't book a call.
Okay, okay, okay. All right, I'm just continue. All right. So, what made you decide to reach out?
Yeah, man, just ultimately looking to, get more leads, scale business.
Mm-hmm. And why do you want to get more leads? How many leads are you currently getting?
Okay, so my process has changed a lot since this. Like, I was pretty much a complete beginner. Only thing that hasn't changed is the headphones. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, process was a lot different. But you can see it's just like pretty basic. Like, it's the introduction, and then I'm gonna start asking questions to try to get to the pain.
So I mean, like right now, I guess you said more sales calls. I'm probably looking like a call or two a day. Yeah, just looking to get more, so ultimately drive revenue up a little bit.
I got you, bro. Call it for a day. How many would you ideally want to get to?
If I could get 5 calls a day, that'd be ideal.
5 calls a day. Okay, bro. That's definitely achievable. I'm curious. So, what's your business in, bro?
Yeah, we run an agency. We basically help out.
Saying bro a lot. I was pretty nervous, bro. Like, I think I was tweaking out.
Solar businesses, teach them how to sell virtual.
Okay, awesome, bro. And so, how would you say getting to this 5 calls? You said 5 calls a day. Is that what you're trying to do?
Ideally, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Is that how? How would you say that would help your business grow?
Well, I mean, probably like 3x our revenue. 3x.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah. Okay, for sure, bro. So, have you tried anything to get these extra leads that you're looking for?
Okay, so not great because you can see like in the framework, first of all I didn't stick to like the how long thing I showed you guys. Like, again, like I was a complete beginner, and it's a framework, so you don't have to stick to it exactly, right? I'm sure I got to that, but it would have been better to dive into the pain a little more. So like just even ask questions of like, okay, I mean, dude, you want to get to 5 calls a day, like, or five? I think that's what he said, like 5 book calls a day. Like, okay, why are we not there yet? What impact is that actually having on the business? And then even like I don't sell lead gen, but like for example, you can say, well, how is that actually affecting you as like the business owner? Um, yeah. So like dive more into like the actual problem.
Nothing but what we're doing right now, which is paid ads. So
How have the paid ads been going for you?
decent, I'd say. Not the best, but decent.
Okay, yeah. So, do we want to continue to be decent, or do we want to be exceptional here?
I don't want to just be decent.
Of course, bro.
Yeah. So that was a bit weird. I was trying to like challenge him, but
Yeah, no, I feel you, bro. So, why haven't you tried anything other than the paid ads to try to get more leads? And if you're not happy with just how the paid ads are performing?
Well, I mean, we've been just trying to double down on them. Just trying to double down on the ads, and so ultimately, this is like the first thing I looked at to try.
Okay, gotcha, bro. That makes a lot of sense. So, how long have you been running the paid ads for?
Say about a little bit over a year.
A little bit over a year, I got you. And so, how long have you been feeling that like you haven't really been generating the leads that you want?
I mean, I feel like it's almost been like that the whole time. It's not that they're getting good leads; it's just the costs are a little high.
I got you, bro. How much does it cost to run the paid ads?
It's like $100 a day.
see, I'm literally just probing, just asking questions. It's like the next logical questions. Oh, it's costing a lot. Well, how much is it costing?
Costs like $80 to get one sales call.
Oh shit, I got you, bro. So, do you think you're seeing good returns on that right now, or not really?
Not the best.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, bro. So, you said this whole year you haven't really been seeing a lot of growth with these paid ads. So then,
Take a shot every time I say bro.
why is this actually important now, bro? Why not? I mean, just triple down or something to see, like you think this is just
Yeah, well, I mean, I could, but I mean, ultimately, like, we just keep spending on ads. Like, we're only profitable
See why now?
month two. We're not profitable month one. We basically break even on our ad spend. But yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, don't want to be a brick even Steven, bro. I feel you. So, dude, you definitely sound like you could be a good fit. I would love to book you on a call with one of our coaches. He could go in a little bit more detail with you on the offer and see how he could help you get from these 1 to 2 leads to 5 leads a day. The call will be a bit longer, be around 30 minutes. Is that something you're interested in?
Yeah, that'd be all right.
All right, awesome, bro. Do you have any time available tomorrow in the morning or the afternoon?
So yeah, that was the call. As you can see, pretty shit. No, I'm just kidding. It wasn't good though. So, but I kind of followed the framework I showed you guys where we dove into the pain a little bit. Like, didn't do a great job of that, but it's supposed to be pain. Like, how long that pain's been going on for? What have you tried? Why now? Like, I stuck to that loosely, but as you can see, it's not as important as being good. Like, being good, especially when you're just starting. It's kind of just about putting yourself out there and actually trying. I didn't even get on this offer because all the spots were filled up, but I ended up, like, shortly after this one, I ended up getting on another offer. So yeah, once you do the interview, whoever conducted the interview with you will let you know if you got on an offer. If you did, then congrats, you can start making some money now. If not, you just keep outreaching, keep working on your skill set, keep interviewing until you get an offer. Even when you get on an offer, you should always obviously just like continue to improve. And Yeah, I mean that's really all there is to it. There's a lot more in depth that I realize, especially when it comes to the outreach. Like for example, I'm gonna make another video where I show like specific Loom videos that I made where I when I was doing the outreach. So the Loom videos I was doing and sending to people that actually get responses back. Also specifically like how to know an offer is good, because like when you're doing the interview, you're gonna want to ask them as well like questions about their offer. Make sure you can actually make money on it as well. And this whole process, I found out about this whole space around February 20th. I got my first DM setting offer after like 2-3 weeks, and then on March 26th, I got my first phone setting offer, like a um, really solid company. So that was actually what propelled me to like making 10K a month now. So literally, this whole process took me around a month to get like on a really solid offer. Um, not gonna lie to you guys. The only reason that actually happened is because I did invest in my skill set. So would heavily recommend that for you guys as well if this is something you're serious about. If not, though, honestly, like you can just start making a little bit of extra cash and at least trying with some cold DMs. Like even if you can't invest, at least try and see what you can do. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got though. If there is anything else you guys do want to see or you have questions on, just leave them down in the comments below. And other than that, hope you have a great day. Peace.